I'm here at Outlaws Boxing Sunday morning. I just flew back from New York. The first place I go to is Outlaws Brandon Krause. Let's talk about the night of boxing last night.
It was good stuff. Dueling broadcasts of fun cards, and it was bad enough, you know, I think that they were scheduled at the same exact time, but the boxing god spoke, and via rain, we at least got to have the main event of one first and the main event of the other afterward, and that's how I ended up watching them. Start with the Sergio fight, and
Sergio
Martinez and
Martin Murray.
Yeah, Martin Murray, a great challenge in front of 30,000 rain-soaked, crazy Argentines whistling and blowing and there for their charge, and that was fun, man. That's how I love to see boxing on the international stage, on a big stage, where it's a big, huge event, where the whole country, the whole area is surrounding their champion, and that's in fact how it was for this fight. And
how was the fight itself? For people who didn't see the fight, it went the whole 12.
It went the whole 12, and look, this is what I think we're seeing now. A past his best Sergio, a little bit of down on the downside. Maybe he peaked at Chavez, and hey, what a great place to peak in the career. And if I was in Team Sergio, if I was in his management team, I would advise him to start hanging it up. You know, I think you've done everything you wanted to do. You made all the money you wanted to make. You're advancing in age. Your body's kind of giving on you. These young guys are only going to continue to be young and tough. And you know, your
Why do you say that? I mean, I heard he got dropped. I didn't see the fight yet.
Well, his opponent was definitely steadfast, but didn't bring anything spectacular to the table, and even that was all that Sergio could handle. So, you know, there's only a list of killers at middleweight, and in my opinion, and you know fighters don't think the same way, I think he should be looking to wrap it up and call it a career, but I'm pretty sure they're going to go after another payday. Look,
Gennady Golovkin, Sergio Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
how about Sergio Martinez, Floyd Mayweather?
If he could possibly get Floyd Mayweather money, yeah, that's maybe the only reason to stick around in the game. But I don't think Triple G is worth it, honestly, in this stage of your life, in this stage of your career. As far as the fight itself, look, his opponent's plan was, I think, to stay tight in defense, have Sergio be the one that opens up, and gradually come on, and that's what he did. And maybe it was a smart strategy if they thought everything was going to go their way perfectly, but he gave up easily the first 4 rounds. He didn't start getting going until the middle rounds, and that's where he made up all his ground. He did score a knockdown, maybe 2 in the eyes of some, but not the official judges. But then he also gives up the championship rounds, where Sergio dug deep and shows why he is 160-pound linear champion. And props to the guy. And it was close. It was as close as it gets. But if I look at my scorecards at home, I did have Sergio by 1 point, excluding that second knockdown. If it would have been called a knockdown, then I would have had a...
Wow, what a day in Argentina that would be. But let me ask you this. The next fight, you switched channels. That was on HBO. Now you're moving on to Showtime. Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, electricity in the air. That was an electric event.
That was awesome fight. You know, and if we had an aging superstar who should be calling it a career in the first main event on the winning side, I think we had that same aging superstar on the losing side that should be calling it a career. And if this was Zab Judah's swan song, you know, I'll say that 10 years after Kasazu, after all these guys, after you thought Zab Judah would have bitten the dust, here he is in rounds 10, 11, and 12, digging deep, making a hell of a fight of it, making it so thrilling. And if you would have called me 5 years ago and said, Zab Judah's going to be fighting for the 140-pound championship and giving all his fans all they can handle for the championship rounds, I would have called you crazy. It's unbelievable, and if there was a place, I think, for Zab to finish his career, could be now with his head high. I'm a Zab Judah fan. Starting out as a guy who really couldn't stand him in the beginning of his career, he's going to end with my respect.
I told him yesterday, Zab, you got 9 lives. He started laughing because it looked like when Danny dropped him, it looked like the fight was going to end up. Like, that's it, that Garcia's going to win easy. Then he came back huge, and he almost got Danny.
hey, how about the fight was a microcosm of this guy's career at large? I mean, he's had so many ups and downs, been on the top, been on the bottom, been told he's washed up, he should go, been welterweight champion of the world, going to St. Louis and knocking out Corey Spinks. I mean, it's an amazing career. It was a beautiful fight to watch. And hey, what a beard on Danny Garcia.
I told him, cement. His
cement. And, you know, in this case, also setback, as much as maybe his physiology dictates he's got a beard, I think it was really his mentality. He wasn't about to get knocked out by one shot from Zab. He wasn't even about to get knocked out from 10 of them. That night, last night, I don't think anybody could have knocked out Danny. It was a great fight to watch, and it was our money's worth of boxing last night.
Who do you want to see Danny Garcia fight next?
140's a great division right now.
Lucas Matiz,
the winner of the winner of that. I think that's a very logical choice. But there's a number of names that he can go to. Barclays was packed, you know, of course it's Zab, a Brooklyn guy, but there was a lot of Danny fans there too. Yeah. And he fights exciting and he's vulnerable enough that you want to see him against anybody. He can punch, he can get hit, he's got a beard, and most importantly, he's got a fighter's mentality, which keeps the fans tuning in. And he has a dad named Angel Garcia that always makes it entertaining. Exactly. I mean, he's a promoter's dream, so it's fun. And you know what? He's a fan's dream too. I haven't seen him in a boring fight. Any other fights you watched yesterday? Unfortunately, I only watched bits and pieces of the other fight, Areola, Stavern, and... I did not see that one yet. And then... Diaz and Khan, which supposedly was a tremendous fight. I was only able to keep flipping back and forth because of the stupid boxing programmers put this stuff back head-to-head, idiots. Yeah, supposedly it was a great fight. I'm looking forward to watching those all at home tonight. I did on YouTube this morning watch Audley Harrison get KO'd. And well, I heard that was quick. I missed that one. How fast was that knockout? I think it was 55 seconds when Wilder landed the right hand and maybe 80 seconds when it was waved off. And, was he still on his feet in the end, or was he out cold? He was down, he got up, he was standing at the count of 8, and the ref saw something that he didn't like and he called it. And Wilder is what now, 29-0, 29 knockouts, and ready for the next step up. There you have it, Brandon Krause here at Outlaws, one of the few gyms in the world open on Sunday and keeping it busy. Stay tuned, facebookreporting.com and Basic Back reporting.